Screenwriter.com and the director of the Austin After Dark Film Festival. And we just had our event wrap up. It was exciting times on Monday of this week. And fall 2022 is the end of 2022 for this event, but we are already looking forward to the next one in 2023. Hope you're able to join us in Austin. But one of the screenwriters from our fall 2022 event had her screenplay officially selected, Danielle Riendeau. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is very exciting, honestly.
Well, we're excited to have you. Lakeside was definitely a selection by the judges that they liked. I want to tell everybody about it, but I'll let you put the synopsis in your own words, please.
Absolutely. So Lakeside is basically a sort of a queer coming out ghost story. I don't want to, speak too much to it, but it really is about sort of a 17-year-old girl on vacation with her family. A lot of creepy things happen. And it really is sort of about the sort of coming out process and about sort of being queer and feeling like a black sheep in your family and also ghosts. So, yeah, that's my synopsis. Hopefully that's tantalizing.
Heck of a combo here. So I got to ask, what inspired this creative adventure into Lakeside?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's I wouldn't call it autobiographical. I would say there are some elements of my past in there, kind of being a New England kid, going on vacation, going up to Maine, going up to New Hampshire, places that, have such a rich history of this sort of creepy New England vibe anyway, of ghost stories and, creepy things kind of happening. And also just being an awkward teenager going on vacation with your family. So kind of those two things combined for me. I also, I came out when I was 17. So this is the semi-autobiographical feature. And it was actually it wasn't on a family vacation to New England, but I was in Walt Disney World. I was at the Tower of Terror when I came out to my mom, which is like always a fun detail about my life where it's like, what was scarier? I don't know. The ride or coming out to my mom. So I kind of feel like all these things were stirring in my brain. I've, done screenwriting as a hobbyist for most of my life, most of my adult life. I went to film school for grad school and wrote multiple screenplays, again, just as a hobbyist, just as a creative endeavor, as something I enjoy, as something that is a really fun creative process for myself. And this one just felt pretty personal. And it was something I worked on for a number of years on and off. So it kind of came from all those parts of my brain, I would say.
The best writing comes from your understanding of the headspace of that character. Obviously, writing about yourself, that was a very memorable and impressionable period in your life. It shows up. It definitely shows up in your writing.
Thanks.
What I don't know about is the fear aspect of it. So you decided to make this thing kind of terrorizing. So you definitely have a nice remix of your own personal history here, I guess. But
thank you.
What are your plans? I mean, it's good. What I also like about your screenplay is it doesn't look expensive. There are some things
on purpose.
I want to get into that because some things just seem unattainable. Like Sharknado just doesn't happen. At home. But
right. Unless it's like Lego sharks, right?
Yeah. You're on to something. You probably shouldn't have said that on this interview.
Oh no! If I pique somebody's interest, I got plenty of where that came from.
If you got Lego
Sharknado movie,
Could you imagine a Lego Sharknado? That would be ridiculous.
Fun. Actually, that sounds kind of fun. Yeah.
So, I noticed it. Other people noticed it. This is shootable. Yeah. This is attainable. And I'm not going to get into the nuances of your screenplay, but from someone looking at it from a filmmaker's perspective, this looks like it was even written for the indie world, and it was written in a budget-conscious manner to not break the bank. Is your plan to kind of assemble a team for this, or is your plan to possibly just partner with a company that wants to make it? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, I don't have a specific plan, but I absolutely wrote it to be very budget conscious, very indie conscious, very attainable. So it would be attractive in that way, for sure. So always open to kind of any possibility with it. Absolutely. So that's, sending that message into the universe for sure. But I also, I came from the world of like learning to do screenwriting as an indie filmmaker, as a student filmmaker. So most things that I write tend to have that kind of scope. And I'm always thinking about in terms of like shots, this is a ghost story. So there's, there'd be a little bit of effects, but really practical effects, trick shots. Nothing happens in here that's too difficult to actually visualize with, again, a very, very, very limited kind of budget and a very sort of, down to earth kind of presentation for horror. I'm also just such a big, like, low budget horror fan that I prefer that world. I prefer working in that world. So that's that piece.
Well, it seems like one of the few genres where you can do that, where you can still make headway with the audience without necessarily having A-listers involved. Of course, it's always nice, but
it helps. But
not everything can be a quiet place or whatever. So looking good. Well, if someone wanted to contact you, is there a social media handle that would be good for them?
Absolutely. I mean, I know Twitter is a weird place right now, of course, but my Twitter is Danielle Riendeller. Just in case, I also have a co-host now, same name, Danielleri. And another place I put a lot of my creative work. I'm also like a small-time game developer. So my itch.io page, also Danielle Ri. So any of those three places that among them, Rosetta Stone style, like among them, one will be surviving, at least one or two will survive. So I'm pretty easy to contact in those places for sure. And always open to, collaboration and talking to folks about that. So yeah.
Good stuff. We got a Twitter link in the bio, and hopefully we can help you get this thing made. I hope this isn't the last we see of you. Obviously, we have this festival with future editions, and we also partner with the Oregon Screams Horror Film Festival. That's also a place to explore. But we'd like to see more of your writing, and hopefully we get to see one of these on screen one day as well.
I would absolutely love that. That would be the coolest thing in the universe.
Is there anything you want to add before we go?
I just want to thank the judges so much. I really, really appreciate it, especially as someone who's a hobbyist, who's been doing this for a long time, but really just as a creative outlet, it meant so very much to see my screenplay selected. So thank you so much to the judges. And it just feels wonderful to be kind of seen for this kind of personal work, this kind of personal, I know it's a ghost story, but it obviously has those little autobiographical elements. So it really, really meant the world to me. So thank you so much to the judges for that.
Thank you for the kind words. Well, looking forward to meeting you at a future event, hopefully. All right?
Absolutely. Would love that as well.
No worries. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.